Well, hi everyone, and welcome to Rob Evans 365. It's day number 379, I think. And today, what I want to talk to you about is some common struggles that I find that people have, and identifying a solution for those problems. Because there's nothing worse than having a problem that you don't know the solution to. But when you have the solution, it's like, I want to know all about that. So one of the excuses that I hear from people quite often, whether it's clients that are having a struggle or just people in general that aren't clients but are just having struggles, and that is that it's just all too hard. The thought of losing weight, I think when it gets above a certain number in a person's head, now maybe that's 30 kilos, maybe it's 10, maybe it's 20, maybe it's 40, maybe it's 50. I think everybody's probably got a number that when they hit it, they think there's no turning back here. I just don't know how to do this. The goal is too big, and it seems like far too much work, and I'm not in a good space to be able to achieve what it is that I know I need to be able to achieve the life I want, the body I want, the health and fitness that I want. And yet the person has put themselves into that position over a number of years, decades. And you can't just, flick a switch and undo bad habits and get you can undo the bad habits fairly quickly, but you can't just get that complete transformation for yourself immediately. It takes time and it takes hard work. And all the people that I know that have, been over 50 kilos overweight, there's been a lot of stuff going on in their life to put them into that position. And it's not just one thing, it's a multitude of things. And as soon as things get too tough, they may go to food or back to that comfort zone of being depressed and kind of happy, being unhappy in that overweight, overeating state, that it becomes just too big. Now, I have so many success stories of people that have been able to achieve the turnaround through coaching, through following the right exercise, following the right meal plan that I set up for them, because it is in a sustainable way. I don't believe in the quick fixes because they can be short-lived. Any quick fix diet is going to get some results, but if it doesn't easily and conveniently embed into somebody's lifestyle, then common sense would tell you that they're not going to stick at it for very long, because even though they might like the results that they're achieving, it's not in their mindset vision to see this is the new way forward for me. This is a new lifestyle for me. And unfortunately, that is most of the population. Because I realise that I'm in a minority around the world, certainly in my region, certainly in Australia, because I'm not overweight. I take care of myself, I'm healthy, I'm not overweight or obese. 2/3 of Australia are overweight or obese. So most people just don't get it. And let's have a look at what are the components there. So there are two main ones. I mean, it's about moving more than you are sedentary, and it's about consuming less than you are eating. So less energy in, more energy out is going to help you be able to achieve weight loss. You have gotten to that overweight state, generally speaking, barring some medical issue, is because you've been consuming more energy in than you have been burning off. And you only have to look at the lifestyles that we lead now to see that that's very obvious. When I talk to people about the amount of exercise that they need to do, it's not overwhelming. It's not. People have in their mind that it's got to be, 10, 12 hours of exercise a week and living off under 1,000 calories of food or 500 calories of food in order to be able to do it. You're never going to be able to eat the food that you like ever again. Life is over. I'll try it for a few weeks. It doesn't give me a 50 kilo weight loss in a couple of weeks, so therefore, it's too hard. I'm just going to stick to what it is that I'm doing. Well, I know that I'm embellishing here, I'm exaggerating, and it's not going to necessarily resonate with every person that's listening to this, but there'll be a bunch of people that are listening to it and say, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Now, I've spent the last 30 years coming up with scientifically proven methods that work and that can be easily embedded into your lifestyle. And that's the way that I've been living myself for the past 30 years. I've gotten smarter with what I do. I've gotten smarter with my food. I've gotten more knowledge, education. I've gotten smarter with my training through just research, reading. I've gotten a lot stronger with my mindset in terms of how to coach myself as well as how to coach others and how to change behaviors and break patterns and do those types of things, have those types of discussions with people. But I'm also lucky enough to have found another approach which is really not necessarily suited to everybody, because there are, as they say, many ways to skin a cat, and I would certainly love to have people be able to embed the healthy lifestyle principles through the tailored meal plans and so forth that I do in their entirety. But I understand that there are also some people that need an easier solution, some people that need something that's more convenient, and some people that need to know, how can I be completely supported to get the outcome that I want and have it be super convenient and easy and not involve me preparing every single meal from scratch. Well, what I'm pleased to tell you is that I've found the approach through the introduction through Kerry Pothast that I believe is going to be a true saviour for many people out there. And I say that because I've felt the benefits, which I've spoken about this week, Monday I think it was, in my podcast. And I think if you can see the benefits in yourself when you're taking or following this scientific program, if you can hear my words and hear about my story, you can read about the transformations of others. I can talk about some of them here. But at the end of the day, if you're really committed to having that healthy lifestyle, but you just can't get your head around whether it's the exercise part or whether it's the food part, then this program is definitely going to work for you. So this is what we're launching in our 30-day challenge, our Winter Wellness Challenge. So it's going to kick off on the 15th of July, but we've got a podcast, Kerry and I, coming up on the Saturday the 6th of July at 4 p.m. And I want you to jump on board with that so that you can have a listen to how the program works, why it will work for you, how it's worked for Kerry, how it's worked for me, how it's worked for thousands of other people around the globe, and so that you can also get these benefits. Now, what's awesome about it is it's got a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to lose. But this program is scientifically proven. It's comprising of sensible solutions, and if I know that I've told you previously about how I've embedded the principles into my daily eating, and it's eating real food as well, if you like. It's preparing real meals, but it's including some supplements as well. And for me, it is super convenient. It's helped me get the benefits that I've felt over the last 30 days as well. I think convenience is a massive one for people. I mean, I'm super organised, but do you know what? Every now and then I need some convenient solutions as well. And this certainly provides it. I love the snacks. I love the way that I can help convince others that the amount of training that you need to do, it doesn't have to be absolutely enormous. It could be 10 to 20 minutes a day to have optimized health for the rest of your life, following the right approach with your food. That's how great it is. So if you're listening to this and you're thinking, I can't get my head around the meals, like lunch is a disaster, breakfast is a disaster, my evening meals are a disaster too, I just need quick, easy solutions for all of those or some of those, then this plan is absolutely, and program is going to absolutely work for you. And that's what I love about it. I was talking to Kerry today, and excuse me, I think I'm going to sneeze. Oh, bless me. And we were talking about the best way to get the messages out to the people around how this program works. And we were talking about, because let's face it, everybody loves a strong marketing message that is really going to connect. And we were talking about different concepts, and then we were identifying the fact that, well, where are people's pain points? And we started talking about obviously losing weight, feeling tired, stressed, feeling really, sluggish during winter, being lazy, not being motivated to do exercise, all that kind of stuff. But it wasn't until we hit the marks of convenience and finding simple, easy solutions to people. Now, I'm very motivated, so I'm driven, look forward to the weekends, to preparing my food for the week. I mean, I just love that. Kerry is an Olympic athlete, and she doesn't work out a lot anymore, and she doesn't spend a lot of time preparing her food either. I mean, she's a very busy lady. She's always talking to groups. She's running a couple of businesses. She's super, super busy. So she needs convenient options as well, especially when you're traveling as much as she does. She does a lot of travel overseas, locally. She lives in Sydney, so just commuting around Sydney and stuff. Having convenient options while you're traveling is really important. Even if it's just local travel, you're spending a lot of time in the car. Your hectic lifestyle with the kids, your husband, your partners, rushing from one thing to another, and you're saying, oh, well, I'll grab a bite to eat once I get there, or once I do this, or on the way. Then imagine if you have healthy, nutritious snacks that or meals that are going to serve you very well, give you all the nutrients and antioxidants that you need. Isn't that a much better option and so much cheaper? I mean, I travelled to Sydney, 2 weeks ago now, on this weekend, and like if I went prepared with my meals. Now, if I had to buy all my meals, if I had to buy breakfast, if I had to buy, where I was staying, actually they didn't provide breakfast, but if I went somewhere local, breakfast was like $29. Around 20, let's just say $20. If you buy it in like a motel where you're staying, you're looking at anywhere between $25 to $35 just for breakfast. Now for lunch, if you get a wrap or something like that, you're looking at least, I would say, $9. If you're buying your dinner, like when we went out in Sydney, and I just got I got one of the cheapest things on the menu, actually, not because of the price, but it was just I just wanted vegetables, and that was $16. So over the course of just those and without the snacks, you could be looking at 20, 36, say 45, let's say $50. And that seems, not that generous. $50 in food. And you can be struggling to know what nutrient value you've even gotten there. And I bet you the calories are, are way over as well. So imagine if you took all that away and said, not only am I saving money, but I know that I'm feeding myself with all the nutrients I need, not only to support your immune system and your brain function and detoxifying yourself, all of that kind of stuff, but just the convenience of it as well. I mean, I think that's huge. And then a byproduct of all this is that you can lose weight, lose that unwanted fat, and feel amazing. Not only because you're losing the fat and transforming your body, but because of how good you feel, the nutrients that you're giving yourself. And like I said earlier in the week, I haven't felt this good for a long time. I mean, I go. This morning I was up at 4:20. I was recording a video shortly after breakfast, which was 4:45, and talking about how you have to make the most of your day, and talking about how I get the most out of my day. And I wasn't tired at 4:45. I was energized. I was ready to go because I'm motivated. But I know that I'm supporting my body with all the right nutrients as well. So that gives me all the energy that I need. I know that I'm just supporting myself super well with my eating. It's exciting. And of course, the exercise that I'm doing is also supporting that. And sorry, I'm driving, and there must be an accident up here on the freeway where they have we've got 5 lanes of traffic here, and the further I'm progressing, they're closing one lane after the other. We're down to 40 kilometres an hour, and 2 lanes are closed. Anyway, let's hope that no one is injured. I can see the red and blues up there. Let's just hope that everybody's okay. But imagine having all of that, losing fat, being revitalised. It's just fantastic. That's right. I was talking to you about how I've been feeling. And I don't think it's any mistake. I was obviously very healthy before, and part of the reason that I looked at this approach was to give me the edge, help give me even a further edge in working towards the Road to 600, my workouts, helping me achieve my goals. And that's what I've done. That's why I feel so amazing. It's a 3-car pile up there. Oh, such a shame. And I think it's just an incredible opportunity for people that aren't as motivated to me to do all the preparation, but want the same benefits and the same feeling. So I'm super excited about it. So you're probably going to listen to this podcast before we get the marketing material out, but I hope to get something out either tomorrow or Sunday. I'm driving into the city now because we're staying in the city overnight because we've got a super early start tomorrow for the cheerleading weekend. We're just in there until about, mid-afternoon, I think, tomorrow. Head back home, and then we're back in there. It doesn't have to be a super early start, but we're back in there in the afternoon on Sunday. So I'm hoping probably Sunday to get some messages out there about the challenge. And, it'll be Saturday next week, the 6th of July, that we will be doing the webinar. So super excited, not only because of the results that you're going to get, but also to hear Kerry and her talk about her experience and why she got involved. And it's because of Kerry that I got involved. I mean, because of who she is, obviously gave me credibility. She's been doing it for 5 years. I met her like 4 years ago, and she mentioned it to me then when I spoke to her, and it's only now that I've reconnected with her, and we're now doing something together. But you look at the transformations and read some of the stories that I've put on our website, and it's really compelling. I mean, these are people that have, I guess the most compelling one that stood out for me was the lady that, I think it's Rochelle, who had rheumatoid arthritis and was getting to that stage in her relationship where she didn't feel good about herself, she didn't feel good about her body, and it was definitely having an impact on her. I mean, my whole book, Awaken the Sexy Within. When you don't feel sexy, you're not going to be as loving, as intimate with your partner. And just like Dr. Phil says, when you don't have a good intimate relationship, so like a sexual relationship with your partner, well, let me go back a step. Dr. Phil says that a good sex life makes up about 10% of a good relationship. About 10%, which you might think, wow, that doesn't seem that much. But what he does say, if you think about it more deeply, I'm sure you'll understand it. But he says if it's not right in a relationship, if your sex life is not right in your relationship, he says it makes up 90%. Now, I'm sure most of you can relate to that, because if that's not, it's such an important part of connection. If that's not right, then it's just not. It feels like the relationship's falling to pieces. And this lady was feeling exactly that way, and so she wanted to change things. And I think the snap point. Everybody has a snap point, and her snap point was when her daughter couldn't wrap her arms around her anymore, and she said, "That's it. I've got to do something about it." And you can check out her photo. She looks amazing, and you can just see the pain in someone's face when they're overweight, and certainly feel the joy through the image when you see them in their after photo. Like, it's not fake. It's a real sense of happiness and rediscovery. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. That's why I do what I do. It's such an amazing gift to give to ourselves. My job as your coach is to identify the right solutions for the right people. Does this mean that I'll be getting every single person to follow this program? No, because it's not necessarily right for every person. And it's about providing the right solution for people, not just giving people a solution for the sake of, oh, well, this works. It's about giving what's the right solution for the right person. I've heard JT before talk about how he's been coaching people and he's selling them like a $50,000 package, and they want to buy it, but he knows that it's not right for them because maybe they can't really afford it, and two, maybe they're not really ready for it. It's, they need to do other work for. So he'll, sell them a package that is less than that because he doesn't want to put them in that sort of situation in financial crisis. I mean, it's not about that. And the same here. It's not about just giving you a program for the sake of giving you a program and say, here, go do this. It's about understanding what are your needs, what are your goals. And most of the clients I work with are weight loss, and I've got a couple that I'm thinking of right now that would greatly benefit from this to help them get a sustainable habit in their life, and providing them with flexible options, because as much coaching as I give, if you're not wanting to change, you're not going to change. And some people just don't want to change certain habits that they have. So it's about providing some alternative, healthy solutions that are going to work for them. So I'm super excited about this. So I want you to jump on the the webinar with us on 6th of July. It'll be 4 p.m. It's a Saturday, I know, but it's a time of the day when you should be able to free up some time for yourself. All right, so that's me out for today. I will continue my drive, and I will see you. I'll talk to you tomorrow, live from the cheerleading. I'm going to see if we can record a cheerleading routine, and you'll see, be able to hear how crazy the music is. All right, I'll talk to you tomorrow.